All right, I want to do a quick video. Again, I've showed you this once, but I'm gonna show it again. So basically, I won't get into what all this does, but my log splitter has a bolt right here that had came out. Well, what this thing does, I can't do it with one hand, but I'll try. Just a second. This piece raises up like that, and to put the bolt in there, and the bolt holds it down. Well, what that does is, it just allows your splitter to not come up, but the blade won't come up. The blade will stop right here. It'll stop whatever position you want it. So your blade doesn't have to ride all the way up and all the way back down every time. If you're splitting, which I do, splitting some short firewood, like 8-inch or what a 12-inch pieces, you can make this thing stop right here, just and split the wood. Anyway, I lost the bolt. I'll try to talk, but there goes the drag strip. Oak Grove drag strip. So if I needed to go to Lowe's or wherever and get that bolt, how can I do it? Don't know what size it is. So, okay, here we go. There's something I've always wanted, and they make these like in necklace format, and they also make them in a box. So, what I did is, just came in today, I decided to go to box format. And what this is, let me get the largest one so you can possibly see it. If you got a bolt and you want to see what size it is, you thread the bolt through here. If it fits, then you know what you've got. If you're looking for a nut, you want to know what size the nut is, right here, just screw the nut on there. And this would be a 1-inch bolt. It's called 1-12. The reason I don't know all this stuff is because my daddy always called it, is it fine or coarse? This being 12. 12 inches, 12 threads per inch is what that 12 stands for. So this would be a 1-inch. See if I don't know if you can see the difference. Maybe you can. Yeah, I think you can. A 1-inch. This is a 1-inch 12. Means there's 12 threads per inch, which is what we call fine threads. Or this one is for 1-inch coarse, large threads. That's what that is, 1-8. We always call it coarse and fine. But in the real world, it's called a 1-inch by 12 or 1-inch by 8. Most popular bolt I used on my last job, if he's watching this video, he's going to laugh at me. Quarter 20. Where's quarter 20? We used to use something a lot called quarter 20. Quarter 20. There we go. Most popular bolt we had on my previous job. 1/4-inch bolt and a 1/4-inch here on that side. So at any rate, okay. For me, I want to know what size bolt that is. I can go to Lowe's and go get one if I know what size it is. I already know, so I'm just gonna. I do now. Let's just go with this. I know it's I don't know what's that size, but we'll do that anyway. Is this a 1/2-inch fine thread, or is it a 1/2-inch coarse thread? You see the difference in threads. Now, let's go to 1/2-inch fine thread. Okay. It's even harder to do with one hand. I should have put this up. Okay, that'll go, but as far as it will turn. Okay, so it must not be that size. So let's try this size. This is a 1-inch bolt, 13 threads per inch. A 1/2-inch by 13. That's what that means. I just thought 13 stood for metric. It does not stand for metric. It's not what that means at all. So let's see, is it this size bolt? We take this and see if we can thread it. Get them doing. Oh, look at there! Look at there! Look at there! It's going all the way in. Wow. Okay. Now, all I need to go to Lowe's or a hardware store, wherever. What do I need? I need a bolt that's 1/2-inch by 13. The 13 is again that's threads per inch. It does not mean 13 millimeters long. It doesn't mean any of that. So there we go. I know what size that is now. And also, just to show you, the company did send me a replacement bolt. I do already have one. So here's the bolt for that. And as I was showing you, I just put that at a 1/2 inch by 13. Here's what I had used again to screw that in. It worked, but if I really didn't know what size bolt this was, if I didn't know what size it was, again, I can't do this and hold it in my hand at the same time. I guess I probably could. If I didn't know, I could just take this. Oh, look at there. This screws in there perfect. So you know what? If I needed a nut for this bolt, the nut I would need would be a 1/2 by 13. Same thing as the bolt. I would need a nut a 1/2 by 13 because it screws on there just perfect. Anyway, it's just my little tool that I need, and but again, this really doesn't matter anymore because well, not this particular one, because the company sent me another bolt. This bolt is a really weird bolt. I don't know if you can buy these in the store. Because the bolt is this kind of mechanism here. There's probably a name for this. Don't ask Jerry what the name is because I don't know. But that bolt does that, and I guess you can. I'm trying to slide this rod up. I guess you can slide this rod up, and if you twist this, let this rod come down, it's gonna catch. Oh boys. Yeah, it's locked in place now. Well, obviously it's locked in place because the thing's down. Want to get it out, boom, it falls down. So that's kind of bolt this thing takes. Pretty cool. I just need to always keep it tight. I thought that tightening this down, what I used to say, tightening this down actually holds it in place here. That's not true at all. That's what holds the bolt in place. Is that right there. So again, if I wanted to raise this up to go higher with my splits, that's what I would do, and I would, again, I can't do it on this one hand. I would turn that. It's locked in place. So there, it just locked in place. Boom. Now, there you go. That's kind of bolt that is. I'm going to do it though, and it falls back in place. So now I got that done. But anyway, hey, main reason I did this video was because of this little contraption I got here. That'll do a 1-inch bolt. 1-inch bolt. I love it, man. That'll be a big bolt. Or a, well, I said that backward. This will be for obviously for the nut, put the nut on there, and it would be a 1-inch by 12 threads. 1-inch by 12. That will be the bolts of the nut size if I needed a nut, and if I needed a bolt, this, you know, put it in here. If it screws in there, that's the size of bolt you need. So, oh, it is metric. Man, you talking about some small? Good gracious, that is some super small. I can't hardly see the threads on that, but M2. That is metric. Metric 2. So metric. I'm told metric even has a third. They have 3 different kinds of threads. I guess a coarse, a fine, and a mini fine. I don't know, but anyway, I do love my little doohickey I got here. 3/4 inch bolt. 3/4 by 16 threads per square inch. 3/4 bolts, 10 threads per square inch. Obviously, less threads is going to be larger. Much, get a shadow. Much larger. There. Oh, this is metric. Look at my metric. So in metric, they call it, I guess, two threads per millimeter, and both of these are 24s. The size of the bolt is 24, but the size of threads makes all the difference in the world. You see how many threads that is? 2.0. I guess it means 2 threads per millimeter. Probably 2 threads per millimeter. Here is 3 threads per millimeter. Yeah, I guess. But anyway, that's my Father's Day gift to myself today. I don't know why I ain't got the kids, but whatever. I'm kind of excited. 1/4 I sure need this on my last job. Jonathan, I know you're not watching this, but if you are, I should tag you. I'm gonna tag Jonathan. I'm gonna tag you when I finish this video. 1/4 and Dan the man. Dan was my main man who helped me out with this stuff. But anyway, 1/4, 1/13. And again, I'm just very old school because my dad we never, growing up when I helped him do mechanic work or whatever, we never called something a half, well, that's a half, I said a quarter. Yeah, I did say that. I'm just going to say half. That's half. Let me go back. Let me do it for real. Quarter 28 and a quarter 20. Quarter 20 was the most popular bolt that I had on my previous job. That was the most popular bolt. If I can ever get it spun around, I will. Quarter 20. I wanted one of these, Jonathan, when I was working for you, my friend. I wanted one. You would never get me one. He probably would have. Okay, so here we go. You see the difference in the threads on there? Quarter 20. If I would quit hitting the thing. Okay. Quarter 20. And quarter 28. Hope y'all can see the difference. I'm trying. With one hand. Yeah, can y'all see the difference there? I mean, I can. But again, growing up, helping Daddy mechanic, you know, you want a 1/4 inch bolt, you get a 1/4 inch fine thread. That's what Daddy called them. 1/4 inch fine thread, or a 1/4 inch coarse thread. That's what Daddy called them. So you know, fine thread obviously is a whole lot more threads per square inch. There, as you can see. That's just how we identified bolts back in Shade Tree Mechanic, I guess you'd say. Backyard mechanic. That's what we did. We never called it quarter 20. I never heard quarter 20 till I worked my old job. That was interesting. I never heard these terms. We never had to use them. We just got a 1/4 inch bolt, and most of our stuff was coarse. Anyway, we didn't use much stuff fine thread. But anyway, my gift to myself. I'm happy. Me happy. And I went ahead and put my bolts in my lock splitter today too. So anyway, that's done. Nut and bolt checker. I love it. This is much better, in Jerry's opinion. This is much better than getting the one that comes on a necklace or a rope. If you get one of these, and all of these are spread out on a rope. If you need to twist one of these. You need to twist one onto inside of a tractor hood or inside of a hood or something. It's hard to twist if it's hooked onto a chain. Basically, these are free. You can hook them anywhere you want. So anyway. That's that. Get my little tool set here. Oh man, I wonder if I can do a metric. Do I have a metric? I probably don't. Let's try a metric while I'm here. I wonder what size this is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, you know what? You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. This bolt I have in my hand right here, and I know you all can see it, but I'm not going to look. I took it out of one of these slots. I don't know which slot I took this out of. Well, I think I took it out of that one, didn't I? Yeah, I took it out of this slot right here, so you all can look at that screen and tell. Cotter pin. It's the one right beside the cotter pin. Let's go ahead and look at it. It says M6 by 25. That's what this bolt says it is. It says M6 by 25. Actually, to tell you the truth, I'd rather have the longer one. Let's go with the this because it's longer. I can handle it better. It says this one is second slot M6 by 25. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. M6 by 25. Okay. Sorry, I'm one-handed, so you got to bear with me. Let's open this back up. But let's just say I didn't know. I didn't know what this was, okay? Well, you know, you come down. First of all, you kind of like pre-size it and see, you know, what comes close. Did I say M6 by 25? Oh, never mind. Jeez, I done said it wrong already. Now I got to start over, y'all. Okay, hang on. Let me go read the sign again. Signs everywhere, signs. This says I have it might not say that. It doesn't. Oh my gosh, it doesn't. What's that M6 by cotter pin? Hang on a a minute. Cotter pin is right. The cotter pin is right there. Hex head machine bolt M6 times 25. 8 pieces. M6 by 25. I don't know what a 25 is, but now I'm okay. Whatever. Y'all can just try to learn along with me, or tell me what I'm doing so wrong, maybe. Okay. Hang on, where's the M6 by 25? That's M6 by 1. That says M6 by 1. And it goes in. Look at that. That goes in for you. So that's in there. M6-1.0. Okay, so maybe y'all watching this. Hey, good. I'm actually glad I'm doing this now. So M6 by 1. That's what it says. This says M6 by 1.0. I'm assuming the 1.0 means the thread pitch or thread count. Wow. Okay, M6 1.0. Y'all saw that, right? Now, but God, I wish I had 3 hands, but I don't. So this says it's an M6 by 25. Now, I have no idea. What that 25 right there means. M6, that's what the bolt is. Metric size 6 by 25. I don't know what 25 means. I think it would mean, since this one says M6 by 16, it's gotta be a thread count, isn't it? I mean, heck, I don't know. Y'all laugh at me now. Whatever. What does it mean? What does that 16 stand for? M6 by 16, M6 by 25. I don't know. I really don't know what that means. Not gonna worry about it either. I know it's an M6, but that goes back to, well, if you go to the store and get an M6, they'd ask you, you want an M6 by half, M6, whatever. I ain't gonna get in all that. Got my little box with me. I'm happy. Life is good. Let's move on. Now, just me and my little world. I just thought about something else. You would think this would be the top of the box. Well, it's not. Oh my gosh! Whoa! It's not. Look at that. You would think they wouldn't put a label on both sides of a case, because then you wouldn't know which one's top, which one's the bottom. In all actuality, this is the top. This is the top. I would have thought this would be the top, you know. Of course, if this was top, the label would be upside down, I guess. I don't know. But little simple things can mean a lot. But if you're doing a tackle box, you would want to know the difference, because if you do this backwards on a tackle box, all your tackles going boom, straight on the floor. So anyway, this is the top. Okay, open these pins, and of course it's going to hang. There you go. Of course, I guess you could flip this around. I'm surprised. But anyway, life is good. Later, Gators. Bye.